What is up, YouTube? A9 here, and welcome back to another episode of Over-Engineering Survival. So, in the last episode, we built ourselves this little mining trailer right here. In between episodes, I brought it down to the ice lake, as you guys have seen me bring stuff down the mountain before, and it's just a lot of me wiggling pistons back and forth to get with the crane, and yeah. But it's down. I took it out mining. We have a bunch of iron being refined. I also built a battery over here. And yeah. So in today's episode, we're actually going to be working on building what I'm going to call the oil rig, even though it's for mining ice. And, yeah. And won't be floating on water and all of that. But, you know. Yeah. So... Oh no, I just realized something. All my block groups are gonna be fucked up. Because of the last update where they changed all the block groups. Ugh. Yeah, like the truss block is not where the, this is. I have to put this back. That's the big one, is this. But there's a bunch of other stuff that got rearranged that I'll have to figure out as we go. Like, yeah, the order... I think some of these got changed. For instance, I don't think the ladder has the stairs. Yeah, the ladder's just on its own now. It's not ramp. And there's some other stuff around here that I've got to fix, like the programmable block and the remote control and stuff. Ugh. We'll get to that when we get to that. Ooh, oxygen. Some other things that I've changed with the save. Just because I want to get these episodes out more frequently, and in order to help me do that, I have decided to change our inventory off of realistic to ×3. Just the character inventory. Grid inventories are still on realistic. And along with that, I added 2 new mods, which are the radio spectroscopy mod and the ground survey ore detector mod. Basically just allow us to find ores a bit quicker and easier. Especially when we get up into space. Again. But yes, so in today's episode, we're going to be building the thing. Give me those. I need to actually probably turn you back on. I'm going to turn the refinery off for now. And I'm going to queue up a few hundred of those. So for building this, basically what I want to do is, if you guys have ever seen I think they're called a spirograph. Basically, what you have is you have a center point, and then you have an arm coming out, and then you've got another pivot point, and you got another arm coming off of that. And basically what this allows you to do is get every point within the circle. You're basically able to trace every single point in the circle. And we're going to do that for the oil rig drill miner mining bit, so we can just basically drill out the entire area underneath it without having to build like a big old chain of drills. We can basically just use like 3 drills or something, which will be good, because it'll use less power, which is good. It'll have a slower pickup time on the ore, so we don't have to babysit it as much. And it'll be a lot more material cheap, which is the biggest part. Also, on top of that, I believe there is a script that will do this for me, but I kind of want to do with the new programmable logic control block stuff from one of the last major updates, which is no longer on with the programmable blocks. Yes, that's right. Forgot about that. Where are they now? Are they in with the timer blocks? Yeah, the event controller. So I believe with event controller in combination with a timer block should allow us to basically tell the thing to do certain actions. So I'm gonna try and basically do what the script does without a script, just for that extra engineering challenge. And thirdly, we're gonna be building this on the ground to start with, because it'll allow us to build it a lot easier, and then I'm gonna lift it up with pistons. To start with, I actually probably do want this connected to our main grid here. And then these don't have the round pillar blocks in them anymore, do they? No, of course they don't. Why would they? Okay, flare gun, you can get off my thing. Basically, I want to use the truss blocks or the interior pillars or whatever as I'm going to grind away this block. However, I still want to be able to grab that hitch. So maybe I come further out and actually build this up in the air. So that's one pillar, and then I gotta decide how big I want to make this now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wide, maybe? It's a pretty small area. Let me go bigger than 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 maybe? Alright, so we have our perimeter. And, the LODs are still borked on the interior walls. Good to know. Some things never change. Obviously this won't be the floor. Like, I'm not gonna build this in with the floor, but this is basically gonna be the area in which our rig is gonna mine. I'll be putting pistons on the corners in order to lift up higher. And then also, I think... this is gonna move, so it's gonna need wheels. And the wheels are gonna be fun. I need to mark out the middle of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 9, should be the middle, I think. Or 10 should be in the middle. I should not put that there. Ow. That should be in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. Middle's marked out in disappearing, reappearing blocks. So yeah, this is where the spirograph will be hooked up in the middle here. I should figure out how deep the ice goes as well at some point. But that could be done later. We're gonna need a bunch of H2O2 generators, because we're gonna be grabbing ice, so I should figure out a good spot to put them down. Perhaps I just do a line of them along both sides, I think might be the best way of doing it. So what are the hookups on H202s. Yeah, I should just be able to run straight across like that. So let me grab a bunch of steel plates. Will this actually be overkill? Because I'm gonna have 17 per side. That may actually end up being overkill. So maybe let's start with 10 or 20 of them instead of the 34. Or maybe 4 per side. 1, 2, 3, 4. With the option of adding more later down the line. And the reason why I'm keeping this relatively balanced is in the crazy case that somehow we deplete the entire ice lake and I want to move it to another ice lake, I'm going to fly it there. You know what? Let's go with 5 on each. Alright. Next up, we're gonna need the tanks. I want to use the sci-fi ones. I love the way the sci-fi ones look. So I know there's no attachment point on the way I laid these out for the top of these hydrogen tanks to hook up to, but that's okay because I'll just do it through the top. But if I put that there, that should be fine. Ow. So if you are wondering why, like, you're thinking that these might get in the way of the drill, they won't. The drill is actually going to be like on this level down. That's why the whole we're going to move it up with pistons thing. I'm just doing it down here like this because that way I don't have to climb a ladder to build this crap. If that makes sense. This should be more than enough hydrogen storage. Next up, I probably would like to actually put all that refining stuff on here, but it's a bit late for that now, I think. Alright, actually we have the new scaffolding blocks. What do they look like? I wouldn't mind maybe using some of these. Can I walk on that? Okay, there is a walkable right here. Interesting. It's a scaffolding ladder, okay. They take girders to place, which is a bit awkward. Alright, well that can be gribbling for later. What I do need to do is actually run the piping to hook these up. And run out of oxygen while doing it. I should also fly the bee over here. Can I not? Why can't I see it? Ah. Wait till it downloads in. Ah, crap. There's a research base 5 kilometers away. That's not great. Thankfully, we should be out of range from it, but we're kind of pinned between two of them. Alright, well, the bee's been brought over, which is good, because it'll help us with building. So, I'm gonna be using these pipes because I've been messing around with them a bit in the live stream series me and my brother have been doing, and I kind of quite like the way they look. So that's what we're gonna be using. And also I think it kind of fits the whole vibe and aesthetic. Do I go with a full junction here, maybe? Actually, I think a full junction would work the best. Or a cross section. Because I need a hookup spot for the transport truck to offload all the hydrogen. As well as a way to go up. So I'm thinking maybe just go with the cross section like that. And as for these, I think I want them connected overhead, or do I just do maybe this and actually move the ladders to get up? What does it take to place a scaffolding block? It takes construction components. So I'm gonna queue up some of those. Let's hit 100 construction components and 100 girders, because I'm gonna want to also mess with the scaffolding blocks. But while we wait for that, yeah, so Keen has announced Space Engineers 2, which is kind of cool. I'm recording this before they do their whole early access announcement live stream on the 19th. But this will probably be coming out after the 19th, so I might splice in some of my thoughts and opinions later in the video during like some welding stuff. But yeah, anyways, so some of my initial impressions are I love it. Well, I love the new grid system. I'm a little concerned because they haven't shown us how the block damage propagates through the different sizes of grid. They've shown us the new destruction models, which is really cool, but they haven't shown us the block propagation of damage, which is kind of an issue in Space Engineers right now, where damage going through grids is kind of a problem, where if like, well, especially through non-destructible blocks. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they have fixed it in SE2. Also, a while back, they showed off a teaser of the new Havoc Physics engine, which I think is the Havoc 22 physics engine? Question mark? Which is cool. So, if you guys don't know what that is, so there's the engine, which is the V-Rage 3 engine. Which is what I think Space Engineers V-Rage 2, but it also has built in with it the Havoc physics engine, which calculates all the things for like subgrids and I think also the block deformation stuff. Maybe. I know it does. I know it handles the rotor and basically the subgrid physics engine. Did I want to do that with scaffolding here, maybe? Let's see what there is for the scaffolding blocks. Why are these just ends? Why can't we have them that are like a left and a right side, damn it? Because that'd be so nice. So that'll be going up like that. So I need a way around. Probably on the outside here. What was I talking about? Right. The new physics stuff. And also, we haven't really... So they basically showed a teaser of them testing out the new Havoc physics engine, but it was an Unreal Engine, not in V-Rage 3. And also quite a while ago. And we haven't seen anything subgrid related in any of the SE2 teasers they post. Maybe that'll change for the... my bottles ran out. In the new... like on the 19th, and they tease more or show more of the game. But what I'm also hoping for is with the upgraded physics engine around subgrids, maybe we can get some more variants of the rotor, hinge, and piston. Like, I would love a compression spring or a torsion spring. A torsion spring might be a little difficult, but a compression spring would be amazing. Having a compression spring would be game-changing. Same with an actual, like, single block ball joint. Instead of having to do this. To get trailer hitches, have a ball joint. Theoretically, ball joints and springs are both possible due to this guy right here. The wheel. Well, at least the springs, because the wheels has a built-in spring. And the ball joint would just be a hinge that has access, like, movement in 3 directions, which probably is possible. But the spring would be absolutely amazing. And we'll just do a top off on the oxygen. That's something I really want to see, is that. And also, like, I'm kind of slightly worried because, like, I mean, again, all they've shown is teaser and it's alpha footage, which probably means they don't have a full fleshed out survival mode. But we haven't really seen any survival mode mechanics yet. Everything we've been shown is in creative mode. So, like, no welder, no grinder, none of that. I'm hoping that's all going to be in at early access launch. Unlike how it was added in slowly with Space Engineers 1. Because while messing around in creative in SE is fun, it's not really what I enjoy about Space Engineers. I enjoy this part of it, the having to build it with my own two bare hands sort of idea. I get some people like just building their favorite ship from sci-fi or whatever, or real life, and just do creative mode building, which, I mean, I think I like the alpha release that SE2 currently sits in, I think would do very well. Because, again, it looks a lot better than Space Engineers does. I think batteries here? Also, does it make sense for me to put refineries on this? Because if there's actually ore under here, which there could be, because I think this save has the deep ores mod, so ores are really deep down instead of surface level, it might make sense to put a refinery. So I should leave a spot for a refinery at least. Yeah, okay, but that's later date thing. Batteries. I think 1, 2, 3. I think this should be enough battery. As well as I'm gonna do a bunch of solar on this thing. And hydrogen engines, obviously. Probably throw like 2 hydrogen engines on it just in case. And then do like a bunch of solar. Where does the sun rise and set? Ice Lake Base is over there. So I think the sun does this sort of thing. Does Izzy's solar tracking script allow you to put limits on the rotors and hinges? Because my plan, okay, I don't have any nickel or silicon or cobalt, do I? Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Get that refining. It's probably not going to be enough to build a hinge. But my plan is actually, because if the sun, what I think the sun does, I think it kind of does this approach. So on the sides have basically an angled solar panel, and then same on the other side to catch the nighttime sun, or the sun, like the setting sun. Oh, okay, approaching landing zone. We're like, what? But I think it's worth me going and doing some extra mining. Just grab some stone, I guess, to help build with the nickel and silicon. I might need to do a food stop too. Unless there's food in one of the other cart containers. Hold on. Is there food in here? No. I'm gonna need to do a food stop. Alright. So maybe I drive back to the train, basically. See what materials I have there in terms of nickel and silicon. And, yeah, and then I'll also record the journey there and back to do any more extra thoughts I have for the new update when the 19th comes out, so I can just voice over that. So yeah, I'll get on that right now. Alright, so I finished watching the alpha release live stream. Sorry, I'm on my laptop, so mic quality is not going to be great. But yeah, so we'll just go over some of the quick stuff or big stuff, and quickly, that I'm sure you guys have all seen already, which is like, the EA launch date is Jan 27th. I think that's a bit too early for basically one big reason is there's no survival yet. I think it's odd that you would drop the game with creative only. But then again, there's no planets or a lot of the other stuff that I enjoy about survival. And yeah, so some of the big stuff that's not out that will be coming in later updates, like like I said, planets, water, multiplayer, and all of that you can find on their roadmap for all that's on the roadmap, which is on the Steam page as well as here on Keen's website. So for the big thing I care about, which are pistons, rotors, hinges, all this upgrade stuff, and programmable blocks, those are coming in later update. As to when, I don't know. They're not on the roadmap, or vertical slices as Keen are calling it. It was asked in the QA section for the live stream, and it is confirmed they are coming, which is awesome. Programmable blocks were given a day of around multiplayer. We didn't get a confirmed date for subgrids, but they basically want to get subgrids working as clang-free as possible before they introduce them, which I think is good. One last thing with the subgrids are they have not confirmed any new type of subgrids, so right now they just want to get the 3 we already have in-game, which kind of sucks. I wouldn't mind seeing some new variants of them, at least, like, because we have what I'm going to call 3 different grid sizes now. I would like to see the 3 different grid size of rotors, pistons, and hinges at the very minimum. Something extra I would like to see. I would love to see a rotor that a character can walk through. So what essentially would be in SE1 a large grid 3x3 rotor with this hollow center. That would be awesome. It would make doing some crazy builds possible, like centripetal rings around a station, but you still want to be able to walk through the center of it, that sort of thing. Also, I'm fairly certain you could do some crazy subgrid stuff with using a smaller grid size going through that center shaft, so you can have basically what is a not a fixed point with a rotating shaft around it. So like a bearing, I guess would be the best way of describing it, which would be awesome. There's so many cool builds you could do with that. And again, I would love to see a spring or a ball joint. Torsion spring is very much so possible using the tech they have for rotors. A compression spring, again, very much possible using the tech they have for wheels, because wheels are basically just a compression spring that have extra functions. Yeah, that's the thing I'm really looking forward to, is if they decide to do that. And I think it would add so much to the game. So if anyone from Keen is watching this, please just consider it. Yeah, we'll look at some nice concept art. So some other cool stuff that I'm excited about is one of the devs was trying to get SE2 to run on the Steam Deck. I am a huge Steam Deck gamer, according to Steam this year. I played 78% of all my games on Steam Deck, which does make sense. So if they can get SE2, maybe not Steam Deck version 1 compatible, but if Valve releases a Steam Deck 2 in the near future, maybe, that would be awesome. And even if they don't make it Steam Deck compatible, at least this is good steps towards any people who play on Linux and getting it working with Proton. It was said that it wasn't a priority getting it to work on Linux or Steam Deck, which does make sense. They probably want to get Windows working first, as that's their main install base. So something that I'm not super excited about is this bit right here. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm excited about this bit and this bit. I'm not super excited about this bit. So, from my understanding, all blueprints are going to be on mod.io. I'm not 100% sure about mods and scripts, as this question was asked during the QA, but Merrick kind of danced around the answer and just said mod support and scripts were coming. Didn't specify if they were going to be on the Steam Workshop, as the question directly asked about the Steam Workshop. I'm guessing it's only mod.io. I like Steam Workshop. It's convenient. I know there are problems with Steam Workshop, and I know there are problems with mod.io. I believe mod.io has some problems around the TOS and how they can use code that's been uploaded to their website, but I'm not the person to go into this because I don't fully understand it. Some of the other fun stuff, I think it might be yes. Safe speed, preventing damage under 20 meters per second. This could be a bonus or a negative depending on how you look at it. It's kind of a negative to me depending on how they do it. If it's just grid-to-grid collisions, that's awesome, because it'll help with things like rail lines randomly exploding when you go above 15 meters per second. So it'll at least give us a slightly higher top speed. If it's all collisions, so grid and voxels, I don't like this because it makes building your rover with proper ground clearance kind of meaningless. Because if you're going over rough terrain, you just go slow and you don't have to worry about taking damage. But bright side is, I guess, you no longer have to deal with randomly exploding connectors when the connector strength decides it wants to smash them into each other and, you know, drop everything everywhere. Alright, so, just going through some of the gameplay reveal, it's very much Space Engineers. I don't like how they fixed the loading screen. It's no longer off-center, so, I mean, the game's already a 0 out of 10, but, yeah, skipping forward. The gameplay is very much SE1. I still think the engineer moves a bit too quickly with their third-person animations. Let's see if I can't find... Oh, the new paint gun, which is awesome. I hope they take some inspiration from some other mods and BuildInfo and BuildVision and make those base game. Because they're, to me, base game at this point. Yeah, skipping ahead, we got some of the, you know, blocks inside of blocks mechanic, which is awesome, and the undo redo. Yeah, see, I don't know, maybe it could just be me. Does it go back into third person again and move around a lot? Feels like the third person animation to me is a little too sped up. Oh, this is cool. Right here, this bit where you can copy a grid and put it into your G menu. This bit is really cool. It'll, if it's world, I would like an option to toggle it between world save and global saves, so I can have specific builds that are just always like quick medical respawn room. I would want that as a global save or a global thing that I can just place down. Actually, no, you know what? Looking at it, it might just be you just drag it from your blueprints menu and put it in. Actually, so that just solves all the issues. Okay. I was worried it would just start populating your G menu or something. But no, they thought of that. Get some voxel hand stuff. Not super excited about. Oh yeah, here we go. This is them walking around third person. I don't know. It feels like they're walking too quickly. And I don't believe this is a No Man's Sky situation where it's just a recording to fake gameplay demo, because unless it's really well done, because Zockley's will be asking Merrick to do stuff and Merrick will go back and whatnot, and I believe this is actually like playing it live sort of thing, but it just feels like the animation speed on the player is just too sped up to hide a low frame rate. I don't think it is, but I just think the character animation is just too quick. Oh yeah, so another thing, the jetpack has a default speed of 20, and then you hold shift to go faster. I hope that's a toggleable setting, because I don't really like it. And I'm not quite sure how it's going to work with controller players, because I don't think they have enough buttons for this. But I could be wrong. And I'm not sure that many people play SE1 with a controller anyways. Or at least Keen's default controller setting. But that's basically all I wanted to cover with the gameplay demo. So yeah, we'll get back into the regular episode, and yeah, I'm excited, a little hesitant about this. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you have any thoughts. And yeah, no more terrible laptop mic. One last thing I should add is, don't worry, Over-Engineering Survival isn't going anywhere. For obvious reasons, Space Engineers 2 isn't anywhere near feature complete for me to even decide to start a Season 3. Alright, so I made it back to base. I picked up a new I deposited the old battery, picked up a new one. Foods. We don't have any of the good food made. So now I remember how to do this. Make like a bunch of those. Alright, so I'm just gonna wait until these are all done. Bring back some more, load up on some materials to bring back down the mountain as well. And yeah, and then I'll come back when I'm back at the ice lake. Alright, so I just got back. This thing turned around on its own. What? I'm very confused. Just gonna roll back in, isn't it? Very confusing. Either way, I'm gonna offload the truck and we can continue building. Okay, so up next, I want to get the hydrogen tanks piped over top, and then on top of them, put some solar panels kind of hanging down on on an angle like that. Just because well, we will have power. I'm not sure if there's a good way of locking this to the ground to use wind. And I honestly, I don't think wind is super good anyways to go with. Just because I think the Survival Impossible mod does affect how much power you get from wind. I think it might also nerf solar a little bit too, but solar is just more power dense, or at least than the wind is, just because of the separation stuff. Alright, I want to put... Oh, there's a catwalk. I'm like, why can't I put a block there? There's a catwalk. Yeah, that would do it. Come on. Let me place it. Fine. Ow. Okay, so going across, I'm gonna keep the pipes going. I don't need to connect them going this way because they already are connected here. So I should just be able to actually do that. And then just go straight across. But not here. Here we're gonna do... think I'm gonna go with one of these. There we go. And then also do... I don't know if I want to go straight across like that yet, but let me do the other side. Ooh, that was almost a fall. And then this will allow us to just build straight across, which is good. I am not gonna build this yet across, just because I don't actually know how many pistons I need, because I don't know how deep the ice lake is. So that will be done in some creative mode testing, as well as working out the whole mechanism for the spirograph. Oh, that was the wrong one. Oh well, it's gonna live there. Yes, that should be it. Now let's work on the base. Ow. I'm gonna heal a little bit. I don't want. Did I forget my food? Did I just do a really big dumb and forget my food? It's not in there. I think I left all the food that I just went to go pick up over there at the train tracks, which is fine. It's not like really far away that it's like impossible to get. It's just annoying. And I have some emergency rations, so I can stay and build for a little bit. Anyways, let's continue figuring out how these wheels are gonna work. Well, for starters, I think I am going to put the pistons down. And I may actually leave the pistons here. Anyways. Okay, so I do need to do this, though. I think I need to be one block higher. So the pistons are going to be here. Oh, well, that stops me from getting in. Ramp. I'm going to put the ramp in the middle. The pistons are there for locking this to the ground, because even though it's going to be drivable, it doesn't make sense for it to be totally, like, just sit on the wheels and drive around like that, because that's just going to introduce a lot of tool shake and whatnot, and it's just not going to be a fun time. Nope, can't get around. So the wheel, the pistons are gonna be there to, you know, help lock it down and whatnot. And I have to build up this high, because if otherwise the I'm gonna end up killing myself. Just falling. Otherwise, because if I put him here, that's technically built into the ground. And I believe because the hitbox is built into the ground, it will make the entire piston built into the ground. Or there's a chance it will happen. So I'm not taking that chance, and I'm gonna build it this way. Which is fine. Also, because I believe the ground penetrating radar mod requires you to be landing geared to the ground. So we're gonna need to have a landing gear on the ground anyways. So now that we have where the pistons are gonna go, I think it's time we put down the wheels. And do these have the short suspensions? They do. All right. So I believe this way is the right way down. Is that gonna collide? That should be fine. It doesn't matter that they can't place the wheel right now. I'm not too worried about that. And then another one, maybe here, and then here. 4 wheels total per side. I mean, I'm not like off-roading with them or anything, so that should be fine in terms of wheel strength. Is this right way up? No, that is. By the way, you wanna know how I figure out which way is up on the suspensions? Is see how when the wheel contacts the ground, it kind of slides up? That's how you figure it out. I mean, I think there is that little round bit on the bottom of the model, but it's not always the most visible thing. That always is. Unless, of course, you're placing it in a spot where, like, the wheel will always be at the very top, in which case, it's not super helpful. Those actually may be too close to each other, but... we'll figure it out when, later. So this should be basically it in terms of this layout. And of course, as it gets dark, so we won't be able to see anything. Just trying to think if there's anything else to do right now with the grid. I don't really think there is. Oh, you know what? Let's do the solar panels. While there's still a little bit of light here. Let me set up our little spotlight. Come on, guy, follow me. There we go. That'll give us a little bit of light. It's not perfect, but it'll do. And I'm just realizing, I think maybe I should have done a different block here. If I'm gonna do the spotlight, I probably want to be able to build off of it. Or not spotlight, the solar panels. I think I should just be able to place some hinges on here. Let me come down. Alright. And then, can I reach the hinge? Alright, let's put hinge lock on. Bring all of the limits up to 0 because this doesn't have power and I don't feel like building it just in case I end up taking everything apart. Alright. Turn hinge lock off. Is there a reason for me to pipe these? I can't actually think of one. So I'm just not going to. You know what? Let's continue with the theme of not using plates for what clearly should be a plate. Alright, and then drop that lower limit to like 30. Well, how far can it go before it taps out? So 70 to 90, I guess. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I am going to put Izzy's on this, and it will be able to track the sun going like that. And because there'll be one on the other side, hopefully they'll both be able to track the sun. I don't know if Izzy's is smart enough to flip which side is facing the sun, but so let me put the other hinge on this one. Notch down. And then also, can I reach the thing? Goodbye. Perhaps I should have done this while it was flat. Might have made this part easier. Can I even... Oh yeah, those aren't solid. Can I reach? It's unable to place. What? What? There we go. This, I don't think is actually gonna line up. No, we're gonna be one off. Huh. How to solve this? I solved it. Although, wait, I can't do that. Because then they're going to clip. Those shouldn't clip the wheels. Question mark. Could I even do that? No, those would clip the wheels. It'll be some solar power. Yes, of course, it's not going to let me place that. Why would it? I gotta get that mod installed, the one that lets me place blocks, just as long as their hitboxes don't collide. This is fine. It'll also actually let me test to see... how much room I have. I can't place there. Is there no attachment point on the... Oh, there's just no attachment point on the bottom of these stupid things. Why would there be an attachment point on the bottom of them? It's not like they're not flat. Alright, yeah, this does show me how much room I have. Can I put another solar panel in here? No, because that... Well, I can always do this. Just to get a bit more solar in. And I can probably actually shift these panels down a block, which I'm gonna do. Once I can see where I'm walking. Yep, nope, my lights are on. I don't know why I'm crouching. It's not gonna help. There we go.
Energy low.
Yes, thank you, suit. But yeah, that's how many panels? 6 panels. That should be all right. Let's see how far I can flop this down. Can I still go the full 70? Let's see where does 50 leave me? 50 is probably where I would want to leave it, actually thinking about it, because of the wheels. So that's pretty good. I'll have to do that on the other side, but I have run out of time to record. And also it's pretty dark and I don't want to subject you guys to more of this, not being able to see anything. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. This will be obviously the last episode of the year. Possibly won't be the last video I upload of the year, as I'm done with school for the next little bit, so I will actually have some time to edit the backlog of Dark Souls content I have. I would be obviously recording more Space Engineers, but I will not be at my computer for at least the rest of December, most likely. So yeah, I'll just have my laptop with me, which means I can edit, basically. Which is probably also why, if I did sneak in a section of me talking about the SE2 live stream that's happening on the 19th, will sound a little worse than normal, and that's because I don't have my normal mic with me. So you'll be dealing with laptop mic quality. And yeah, so I hope everyone has a great holiday, and I will see you guys in the new year. Have a good one. Bye.